Now, the body of Nelson Mandela has been returned to a military hospital after 3 days of lying in state in Pretoria. Tomorrow, it'll be flown to his rural hometown of Qunu for Sunday's funeral. Our reporter Inigo Gilmore is currently driving across South Africa via the towns of Warden and Durban on his way to Qunu for that ceremony. He's been hearing from residents, white and black, about their hopes and fears for the future of the country and their feelings about the once all-powerful African National Congress, which now finds itself under pressure.
They call this place Egoli, the city of gold. As a young man, Nelson Mandela was drawn to Johannesburg in the 1950s from the rural Eastern Cape, later describing the place as a city of light, a place of opportunity. It still is. Now we were taking the long road back to Qunu, his final resting place. While the melting pot of Johannesburg has been transformed since apartheid ended, we wanted to see how much had really changed in rural South Africa. Warden is a dorp in the Free State, one of thousands of small towns where most South Africans live. We stopped in the town centre, to this day still mostly white. The Celliers, an Afrikaans family, moved to this house 20 years ago, just before Nelson Mandela became president.
If we had more like Mandela, if Zuma and them were like Mandela, we wouldn't have all this corruption. Mandela is the only black man that could actually say was a good man.
From their house, the classic historical division of small-town South Africa was still clearly visible. The township here, where most black people live, lies separate from the town centre, a lingering sign of division. But nowadays, the township can end up on your doorstep. This group of ANC supporters from Warden's township were on their way to Pretoria to see Mandela lying in state. We went to the township with them.
And we went to Union Building to see Mandela live.
Why was it so important for you to see it?
It is important because it will remain inside in us so that we can tell more stories about him. You can go all around the world. You'll never see blacks and whites like in South Africa, especially when you speak about Mandela. We are crazy.
The ANC crowd were upbeat. Everyone, it seems, has their own take on Mandela's legacy. Even though some houses have been built here by the ANC government, many still live in appalling conditions. We met Paulina Molloy, who's been in this shack for 17 years, waiting to get a house. Mandela was a powerful man, she said. I'm not sure President Zuma is capable of following in his footsteps. We crossed from the Free State to KwaZulu-Natal, heading to Durban. This is the province where Jacob Zuma has used state funds to build a £14 million palatial complex for himself and his wives. But 1 in 10 South Africans live in squatter camps like this. Kennedy Road in Durban is home to over 10,000 souls. There's no proper sewage. Services are limited.
I was thinking that they will follow Mandela to lead this country. But to me, I feel disappointed. What they do, they don't think for people who vote for them. They just think for the other businessmen.
Yet Mbusi's shack dwellers movement has accused local ANC politicians of collaborating with police to try to drive them out, often using violence. A young woman was shot dead in a protest against evictions 2 months ago.
Let me understand. You're saying that the evictions are happening with ANC councillors working with the police. They work together to evict people.
Yes, they work together. They work together. They take orders from the ANC.
If the old South Africa was about race, the new one is about money. These people hoped that the ANC would build them proper housing. They're among the poorest in South Africa, but this is prime real estate. And this time, it's the ANC, the party of Mandela, that wants them out. Mandela's long walk to freedom is over. For the majority of his people, the struggle goes on.